Okay guys, I'm back for another cast on the Sorcerer. And we are picking Hell difficulty, of course. So, last time I completed my first run on Hell difficulty, and I'm about to complete the second, hopefully. I'm currently at almost 285 million experience. Still a bit to go, 323 million for level. So it's not going to be level this time, that's for sure, even if I make it. I'm going to bring 2 Infravision scrolls for starters, and that's pretty much what I've been doing since last. I just sort of resupplied my Infravision scrolls. I buy them by the Witch. So, classic setup, spell-wise, Fireball, Chain Lightning, Stone Curse, and Teleport. There we go.
Whoa! What can I do for you?
Oh, King Small, interesting, but yeah, it's not. Would be a funny item for a new warrior with 55 strength, but yeah, it's a bit overpowered for a warrior at that level anyway. So yeah, I don't know. But it's interesting that the blacksmith can still sell king stuff. Not to mention haste as well. I'm currently running around with king sort of haste. Sorry, not. But king sort of speed. Speed is sort of the tier lower than haste. So I think actually there are 3 tiers of speed now that I'm talking about it. We are talking, the first one is quickness, and then you got speed like this, and then you'll have haste like the one the blacksmith has for sale. And I use this sword even as sorcerer on some of the mobs on the final level, down by Diablo. I think they're called advocates. They are immune to all sort of spell damage. There are some mobs, can be some mobs at level 15 as well. Soul burners, they're called. They are top tier of sort of the witches that are shooting spell stuff after you. But let's get down to business. So I'm gonna use my Infravision scroll, making a bit of sort of safe space. I don't really like that word, but yeah. Let's call it an explored area that I can fall back to. That's what I meant by it. So, here we go. And name of the game is sort of a fighting retreat if too many mobs are sort of closing in on me. And that's exactly what I'm doing now, fighting retreat here. I don't mind the sort of the ranged mobs. They're not that bad. Sure, they can be annoying and they can do a lot of damage if there's huge packs of them, but like I said in the last run, and before that as well, it's the melee mobs that's the problem for me. By far. So far so good. Gonna see just for the fun of it how much damage I'm actually taking. So I got full mana now, 955. I mean from a melee hit. Let's see. It's actually a bit hard to see because it's not the perfect test mob, you could say, because he prefers doing sort of the fire spell when he's close to me. It's called Inferno, actually. But it seems like it's working the same way, sort of a fire breath. And then each time he actually did a melee attack instead of sort of spraying Inferno in my face, I was blocking. I was actually blocking quite a bit. So I can find some other melee mobs later. This is just not a good sort of test subject. I was trying to replenish the mana all the time to see if what damage he was doing, melee damage, but so yeah, I ain't got that much mana left. Well, so I'm trying to sort of keep the mobs in a cone in front of me, so all the sort of lightning will go in the same direction. Otherwise, chain lightning will unfortunately become a very weak spell if the lightnings are going in a lot of different directions. And the sort of special mob here, the Witch Queen, you could say. I didn't get her name before she died. She dropped a shield, so I'm just gonna pick it up. So was about to get cornered here. I'll rather, and by cornered I mean I sort of couldn't retreat. That's why I sort of teleported. Sorry, to this spot. Kill box I managed to get here, by the way. And yeah, that was way too many melee mobs for me to tank, sort of. So, I was actually, I don't think it's a especially good bow, but naturally if it's unique, I'll pick it up just for out of curiosity. So, some kind of special guy. Just stone cursed him, as I'm not aware. As he's a special, if he were like the other sort of his minions, you could say, on this level. It's the same kind of mob, but it's the mini-boss. Then it would just use chained items, but with these bosses, they can have special sort of, or mini-bosses you could call them. They can have special sort of immunities and abilities, blah blah blah. So I think there's sort of a formula you could say that when you get on a level and most of the mobs will have a chance to spawn sort of a mini-boss on that level. Sometimes there will be none, sometimes there will be 2 out of 2. So on this level we have the witches and these sort of mini Balrog-like guys, and they both sort of spawned a mini-boss. So I'm just gonna have a sip of my coffee and I'm gonna engage in level 14. Here we go, and I got mana shield at the ready. Gonna use my infravision. I might not have enough mana to complete this level, but just have to see about that. So we're talking Blood Knights here. It's not too bad actually. It's the top tier mob in the game. They are usually only or mainly found, as you can see, they can be found here as well. But they are normally found on level 16, found by Diablo, and they have a chance to drop some of the best loot in the game, as they are top tier mob. So top tier mob can drop top tier loot, surprisingly enough. There we go. So there was Staff of Bone Spirit, yeah, fine, sure. And as usual, never ever take a cauldron. Doesn't matter if you're level 10 or level 42. As it's a random shrine, and random shrines can simply destroy your character really if you're really unlucky. And by destroying your character, I mean it can take up to 10% of my total forever. So I would drop like from 955 to 10% less, meaning around 800 something. Yeah, so one of the guys managed to sort of nip me in the butt with sword there. And it wouldn't have taken a lot of other of these Blood Knights for me to sort of press escape and new game. As I don't think I can tank two of them. One I can probably get away from, not too well. And just like the last level, where I had to use chain lightning as well, it's about sort of clearing behind you so that the lightnings will mainly sort of go in a cone in front of you. Otherwise, the spell will become very sort of toothless. Yeah, so it's about time to get up to town, I'm afraid. Famous last words, yeah. And yeah, well, if I have to use the chain lightning spell a lot, it's gonna become a lot of really sort of mana draining for me. So chain lightning spell is 18 mana per spell cast, and whereas fireball is 10, so almost half. Anyway, let's identify what I brought along.
Hello, my friend. Stay a
Small
while
shield
and
was
listen.
from some mini boss, and the war staff. I don't even know why I picked up this one. And Flesh Stinger, the bow. Unique bow, let's see the stats on this one. 15 dex, chance to hit plus 40%, 80% damage. Yeah, sure, it's pretty nice. Yeah, I think actually at some point I'm gonna play a bit with my son, and he wants to play a rogue. Could be kind of cool to, let him equip this one. Why not? He wanted to play a rogue.
What can I do for you?
Oi, and yeah, I'm definitely not gonna sell my sword. That would be complete and utter disaster if I did that. So keep an eye on what you're selling, sort of, or repairing for that matter. Don't need to repair the staff. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring the last two in for visions. And I guess it's okay, it's cool that I brought a bit of loot to sell, because I need to
I sense a soul in search of
replenish
answers.
my mana. No extra scroll of infravision, it's okay, it's gonna be alright.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
And I'm good to fight again. So, I think I started out around 285 million. I'm at 286.8 now. So, yeah, it's about a million and a half maybe per level. Just gonna have a sip of coffee again. And we're good to go. By the way, this would be a better test mob, Blood Knight, for how much damage I'm taking. Because I'll try and save one if I can. Oh, spell. And yeah, they are a bit annoying, these witches, because they're just very mana draining. I'm gonna pop an Infravision. I don't really need Infravision anymore on the final level. Because it's always the same two mobs there, meaning Advocates and Blood Knights. So I'm just gonna go full mana here. Then you can see how much damage the melee attack is doing. So 955. He does 100 damage. I can just test it one more time. Just gonna use one more mana. Ouch. So unfortunately I got hit by the witches as well. I could do like this. The Blood Knight is immune to lightning. So come hit me. As you can see, I'm at 955. Ouch. And 867. So around 100 damage from this bad boy here per hit. That's one side of it. The other side is that if they sort of gang up on you, they will sort of stun lock you in place and pop you in trouble. And here, as I know there's no mobs behind me, and that's possible, had these mobs in front of me, and there's possibly mobs behind those as well, then I know that all the lightnings will go in the same direction, and the killing power just becomes like 10 times better. I'm just gonna pick up this longsword it dropped from one of the knights. It's always interesting to see what stats it has when it's from one of the sort of true top tier mobs like the Blood Knights or the Advocates. And we got a mini boss from one of the red witches there. Let's see. It's a bit hard to see actually where the boss sort of got killed, the mini boss, but I'm pretty sure the saber was from the chest, so she probably dropped that armor. Trying to get in a better position for the lightnings to go in the same direction, like from down here, for instance. Because now they will all go, as you can see in a cone in front of me. So you're sort of hurting the mobs to be in front of you, really. And as the Blood Knights are the biggest threat, I sort of try to deal with them first. Not quite sure where he came from. Ring, very nice. Doesn't have to be anything special, but there's always a good chance, like I said, when it's from top tier mobs. Oops. Preferably, by the way, about the Blood Knights is that I try to have them come sort of in a straight line towards me. It's easier to hit me than if they're sort of going if they're coming diagonal. I don't even know if you can say that in English, but I mean, if I'm shooting at him, if he's sort of actually sort of in a what do you call it, curved line, it's harder to hit him. See, they are missing, whereas if I can get him to come sort of in front of me in a straight line, like here, and like here, then there's a way sort of, it's not 100% hit chance, but close to if he comes at me in a straight line, I mean. So again, here, straight line. 3 out of 3 hits. And the last few mobs here are behind me. Again, we got a straight line here. And as you can see, I missed one, so 3 out of 4. I think I'm close to being done on this level. One more up here. That's it, really. Alright, so I'm just gonna double check if the map, if the sort of the lines are all straight. That means I've fully sort of explored them. There we go, that's it. So exit was down here. I'm just gonna go down and then straight up to town again, because I'm not sure I have enough mana. Oh, well, I don't think I do that. I don't think I have enough mana to clear this level. So I can, yeah, I can identify what I have at the moment.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and
longsword,
listen.
yeah, sort of haste. The drop from one of the blood knights, so haste is definitely top tier prefix or suffix, really. The armor was from the boss. Yeah, sure. Not that interesting, but it's not something that you see every day. Resist magic 60%. And then finally the ring from Blood Knight as well. Not that it's great, really. 22 dexterity. Sure, it would be good for a new rogue or something like that.
What can I do for you?
Here. So selling the Sword of Haste. Definitely not selling this King's Sword of Speed, but the armor and the ring as well. And repair, yes. They are making a dent in my armor now, that's for sure. No big deal, but it's like sometimes, you know, I could clear hell on Nightmare, meaning level 13, 14, 15 and 16, and I would hardly use 1 gold on repairs, really, because I could kill everything, because before it got really too close to me. Your gear doesn't take damage from...
I sense a soul in search of answers.
From spell damage, it's only from physical damage. So there's an extra information. I think I'm just gonna buy it.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
It just goes to show that it's not that rare that the witch here, Adria the witch, has scrolls of information. Like I've stated previously, it's probably every 3rd, 4th sort of shopping encounter with her that she will have 1, maybe even sometimes 2 scrolls. Yeah, and I'm just gonna have a sip of my coffee again. So, as usual, yeah, top line. Information right away. Nice and easy here. So I have an area to sort of go fighting retreat in. It looks like all the mobs are ranged here, and that's just fine by me. Bloodlust is always present on... It's just a bonus boss, you could say, on this map. And I'd like to pick up her armor, just interesting to see the stats when it's from the boss, you know. Oh, perfect. These guys, they don't like fireballs either. Okay. That was kinda dramatic. It's kind of funny because the fire here, it's hardly doing any damage. It's like 1 per tick here. But it sure does sound like he's getting roasted, you know. It's not the end of the world if I don't get to sort of identify the armor there, but... Oh. That was supposed to be teleport, not an extra town portal, which means that I have to throw a new one there. It's just a reminder that that there's some loot lying around there. And it's only interesting because it dropped from this sort of mini-boss, Bloodlust, who, like I said, is always there. She's always here on level 15. Bonus mini-boss. But, yeah, the sure becomes way easier when I don't have to use Shaylight. Yeah, that damage is felt, that's for sure. So, I'm just trying to pin out their numbers before I go all in here. Yeah, these mobs are not that high level that I feel like picking up everything to identify it. So another mini boss here. It's only present this year, what's it called? It's only visible when you can only spawn, what I meant, when these sort of capitalists, whatever they're called, are the ones that are on this map. Drop the shield, very nice. So yeah, I'm definitely more brave with my teleports than normally when it's ranged mobs only. I wouldn't do that if it was any kind of melee mob. And level 15 is always sort of 4 quadrants. Just like level 16 where Diablo is, by the way. So I'm trying to save this top left bottom for last, because it's always there that Lazarus and his 2 mini-bosses are, meaning that there's usually always like 3 pieces of there. There we go. And in order to have room for that extra loot, I might as well spend some of my mana first from my inventory here. So now that I remember it, I just think I'm gonna go down and pick up this armor that I left by the boss here. There we go. Let's say hello to Lazarus and his body here. So usually I just blur out some of the range that are stupid enough to come out here by themselves. And we got a falcon and some axe.
I cannot carry anymore.
That I cannot carry. Now you can. So, yeah, I might as well go, let's see, fireball and then just stone curse. I'm not gonna need the chain lightning anymore for the rest. Nor on this level 15, nor on levels 16. So these guys are immune to magical damage, the advocates here, and Lazarus is not. Dropped a very nice quilted armor, and yes, that was irony. It will most definitely be crap. So I'm gonna change my mace here, my Beast's Best in Slot one-handed weapon, Dream Flinch here. I'm changing it for King Sword of Speed because the advocates are immune to spell damage, and so I need some physical damage. That means my mana pool will drop from, let's see, 955 to 845. So I have about 100 less mana on a full mana pool, and I have to take that sort of into consideration. It'll be felt when you're sort of losing 10% of your total mana. See the damage that I'm taking on my mana pool. And with Stone Curse on top, that costs 40 mana per cast. Then it's definitely felt on my mana supply. This sort of dealing damage, meaning...
Where would I put this?
Stone Curse and 100 less total mana. It's the only way a sorcerer can kill this guy, so there's no need to moan about it, really. So I think I'm gonna go up. Well, I'm gonna go down, I think, and then up to town. I need more mana than this, I'm pretty sure. So before I get any aggro, I'm just gonna go up. There we go. And yeah, I'm just gonna identify my stuff here. Remember not to sell the Dream Flinch. Always carefully select what items you are selling. If you have something of value.
Hello, my friend.
In your inventory.
Stay a while and listen.
Axe crab, shield crab, falcon crab. Plate, pretty nice. I mean, had it been a full plate mail, it would have been some pretty cool stats, really. Awesome is some of the top tier that you can find for extra armor class. 139%. It goes up to 150% I think, but still, and with 22 vitality, it would have been a pretty decent plate for a warrior. I'm pretty sure it will give a ton of money as well when I sell it by the blacksmith. The rest is crap, so yeah. Let's just
what can I
sell
do
it
for you?
anyway. Axe, armor, and you can see the plate head gives me almost 27,000. Massive Falcon, Dream Flinch, no sir, not selling that one. Repair, just a sword, fine. Yeah. I'm just gonna litter my gold. And might as well get full
I
mana
sense
here.
a soul in search of answers.
Just gonna see if she actually has a scroll of infravision, which she did not. It's okay, we can manage without on level 16. It doesn't seem that tough as I recall. I mean, on hell difficulty, but it has something. I have done a lot of runs in my time, and it helps in the equation, you could say. But it's also due to the fact that I'm sorry, that I'm pretty lucky with the mobs that I encounter here. Actually, I mean, on level 16 here, it's always the same mobs, but on some of the other levels, it has been sort of the random mobs that was there were sort of just fairly easy for. It's not always the case. And yeah, remember when you roll Sorcerer, you'll have to do this on hell difficulty. You're solo player. Felt like maybe one of them got away, but he didn't. And there's no need to sort of stone curse two of these guys, the advocates, at the same time. Oh, this guy dropped an amulet, very, very nice. Again, advocates are top tier, along with blood knights. There may be some other mobs that actually goes into that category, but I'm not quite sure about it. But there's no reason to sort of stone curse two at the same time of the advocates, because I'm not able to kill the first one before the other one sort of is slipping away from the stone curse. So this was just like level 15, level 16 here is 4 quadrants, and this is sort of the most difficult quadrant, the one that I'm engaging now, because it's very open. It's hard to find cover from the range mobs. Whereas the other 3 quadrants are like sort of walled up, so you can sort of get out of line of sight. It's a bit more difficulty here. I could use my scroll of infravision, but I'm gonna try to see if I can do it without, feeling a little more bold than my first run. So I could go down, engage this guy, but the problem is that I'm gonna get flanking fire from inside the center there, so I don't want to do that. Just gonna do the blood knights first here. maybe try and lure some other Blood Knights too. And as you can see, it's quite alive here, with very little cover. So I'm doing a retreat here now. Gotta get behind this wall. Hopefully it's enough for all the advocates to cool down. And we have a couple of Blood Knights. Gonna deal with those first. Oh, crap.